How can one small action change everything? This is the question that kept popping into my head as I read Out of Nowhere by Maria Padian. The realistic fiction novel followed the journey of Tom Bouchard and his reaction to his small town in Maine becoming a top pick for Somali refugees. The main conflict of handling a new wave of refugees brought in a new sense of culture. Tom was top 3 in his class, in a relationship with one of the hottest girls in the school, and most likely had a free pick to any college he liked. Padian also had Tom as the captain of his school's soccer team, which we all know I'm a god at.
When do I press record?
The novel began with the introduction of Tom and Saeed, a refugee who originated in Somalia. The two instantly hit it off together because of their shared interest in the sport, soccer. However, Tom was often limited when talking to Saeed due to the contrasting cultures and lifestyles. The story held a main idea of surprise, hence the name Out of Nowhere. For example, Tom's close but mischievous friend Donnie convinced him to participate in unnecessary behavior. The two decided to go to their rivaling school, MAQUOIT High School, to vandalize a prized feature with the words, "You suck, MAQUOIT." And just like that, Tom was sent to 100 hours of community service. This further tied to the question on how one small action can change everything. Furthermore, the novel continued with the character development of Tom. He started to become more open-minded and even tried to connect with the Somali people. However, with one misunderstanding of culture, Tom became the cause of an event that further affected his future. Out of Nowhere held a strong theme of simply to accept others. In this case, the novel focused heavily on the aspects of culture and religion. Both of these aspects can be seen through the things like what we eat, what morals we have, how we spend our free time, and plenty more. Unfortunately, this brings many stereotypes into the mix, only making it harder for society to truly understand each other. In my opinion, Out of Nowhere was a fun and easy read. There were times I read up to 80 pages a day, which is surprising coming from a person who is more into math. However, I did have some problems with the author's writing style. I felt as though Padian went overkill with all of the things that she tried including to the book. There were many topics like cyberbullying, relationships, rich versus poor, and political discussions. It was just a lot to take in within the number of pages that she offered. Another problem I had was the number of plot lines throughout the story. Part of the novel was on soccer, part of it was on Tom's relationship, part of it was on him trying to understand the culture, and the rest of it was just a jumble of unnecessary events. The number of plot lines sometimes made it confusing from chapter to chapter. Nonetheless, I did actually learn a few things from reading this novel. I learned how to be more open-minded about different customs and traditions. I learned how one small action can greatly impact your future. But most of all, I learned that I could actually enjoy reading a book. It might sound stupid, but for me, reading a book is just another assignment to complete. To be given the choice of whatever book I wanted allowed me to choose a topic that I was actually interested in. Out of Nowhere was placed in a post 9/11 time period. Because of my age, I'm not able to fully connect to what and how our people felt like. So reading this only made it easier to empathize with what that time period was going through. If you're looking for an easy read with a valuable lesson, pick up Out of Nowhere, written by Maria Padian.